Southeast Radio's Business Matters with Carl Fitzpatrick.
Southeast Radio.
Well, digital transformation is a top priority for many Irish businesses right now. But when it comes to digital advertising, what strategy should they follow and what are the trends to look out for? Caroline Dunlea, co-founder and CEO of Core Optimisation, joins us now to discuss the digital agency's approach to generating returns from online channels and the ever-evolving world of digital advertising. Caroline, Core Optimisation has been shortlisted in the emerging category of this year's EY Entrepreneur of the Year programme. But I'd like to start the interview by getting an insight into your own career.
Yeah, absolutely. Probably didn't have the most conventional route to where I am today, to be honest with you, Carl. I suppose going back, I would have worked in kind of manufacturing environment in production. I was quite young having my, when we had our first child, which was probably the catalyst for me to really start thinking about, change in the future. So when I was quite young, I got the opportunity then to move into office work, and I took that. My son was 6 weeks old, and I think I from there, I very happily worked in a variety of different industries and different roles. So I think the biggest kind of changing point probably for me was in 2009. I was working for a tech company, and they worked in the hospitality space, developing booking engines, and had digital marketing and website as part of the offering. And I grew in that role and until I became client services director. And I worked with my now business partner in that company as well. And we worked very, very well together and had a very specific way. And we were very aligned in terms of our approach and our values. And we decided, like I suppose a lot of people that set up their own businesses, that you kind of want to do it yourself. So in 2015, we set up Core.
So talk to us about Core Optimisation and how it stands out in a crowded digital agency space.
I'll tell you a little bit about what we do and I suppose where we've came from. So we are a performance marketing agency, and we work across lots of different sectors and lots of different industries, primarily retail and hospitality services. And then we offer everything from digital transformation, digital strategy, paid search advertising, social advertising, SEO, conversion rate optimization. And I suppose we're a little bit different from other agencies because that relationship, like I've always gravitated in all my previous roles, I've always gravitated towards client services roles, making sure that, I'm seeing progress and that the customer is happy is really, really important to us. And I would say from a core perspective, relationships and results are the most important things that we deliver to our clients. And if you do not have the relationship, if you can't get close enough to your customer, it's very, very difficult for them to trust you to share the level of information that we would need, very sensitive commercial information, what their business objectives are, in order for us then to develop a strategy that is going to be very, very successful for them.
And talk to us about your approach to developing a digital strategy for a potential client.
First thing that we need to do is, depending on the services that the client will take from us or will want for their business, initially we might start out with an audit, and we will audit their current performance. And that enables us to be able to, identify gaps, see where there's opportunities, and then work on developing the strategy from there. So some clients will take out one service. They might only take out paid search. Other clients will take out SEO, paid search, social. And we build a team then around that for them. So we will have specialists in each of the areas. So we'll have a paid search specialist, an SEO specialist, and then we'll have a strategist working with all of those to bring it all together to make sure that everybody is aligned. And we sit down with the clients, we go through their business, we understand their commercials, we understand, for example, if they're a retailer, what do their margins look like. So we're not bringing business in that's going to eat into their profit. That's really, really important. All business that we, I suppose, support and generate for the client is profitable business for them. So we work through what their messaging, their tone of voice. We work on what collateral they have. And then we start to develop out the plan in terms of the channels. So whether they're doing just, paid search, whether it's display, whether there's YouTube advertising. And then we work with them in terms of identifying the budgets and the expected return on investment. And identifying what's really important is what cost per acquisition they want to get business in at. So for example, if I'm a business and I'm 20% margin, I don't want to get that business in at 18% or 20%. I want to get that business in at probably 5% so that I'm protecting my margin. So it's about developing out those strategies, those campaigns with that in mind.
And Caroline, what are some of the common mistakes that businesses make when it comes to paid search and SEO?
Not having a strategy, not looking at the detail, at the data, at what the data is telling us, not actually understanding, the commercial impact of some of the decisions that they're making, not doing the right keyword research, potentially, not looking and tying all the channels in together, I think is another one. We do learn, for example, if you're doing paid search campaigns, you should be looking at what's happening from an organic perspective, and then making sure that you are applying that, those wins back into paid and vice versa. I also think that they're probably not looking at all of the channel opportunity, or else in some cases, people might get caught up with some buzzwords or buzz channels that other people are talking about, and not all channels are. I suppose that they're not going to perform the same for all businesses. So it's really, really important that you're applying the right channels to your business and looking at the data, looking at the return on investment, looking at the growth, and looking at the right KPIs.
There is currently lots of hype around TikTok, but it's not for every business, is it?
It isn't. And actually, some of the things that we're seeing on TikTok at the moment, we're definitely seeing that, initially it was a very young demographic. So we are seeing that the demographic is starting to increase. Okay, the age demographic is starting to increase. But advertising on TikTok is still in its infancy, I would say. So that commercial element of TikTok is still in its infancy. We have a number of clients that we are currently working with, and they are showing early signs of success. But it's definitely one that I would be saying that you need to, be really analytical of. You need to make sure that you are monitoring all of the spend on it, and you need to make sure that, again, you're looking at the right KPIs. But it is definitely one that's here to stay. And I think actually even in terms of, we are even seeing more focus on video. TikTok is a huge, video is where it's all at. But we're seeing more focus even coming through from the likes of Google now in, I suppose, probably to try to make sure that they are competing. They're staying on trend with that demand for video content.
And I know that one of your colleagues has just returned from Zurich after attending a Google Marketing Live conference there. What insights can you share with us from that?
Google are definitely investing more into video. They're looking to make sure that they are as competitive against the likes of TikTok. But shopping as well is, has really... they've really started to invest more. Now, shopping is a really useful tool for any retailer from a Google perspective. So the shopping results are going to be immersed now within the organic results. So on your search engine results page, that will be much more visual. It will have much more of a look like your social feed, like your social news feed by the end of the year. I think the other thing is with regards to multi-search, and that this will allow you to take a picture of a product and let you layer a filter, so to speak, onto that search, which narrows down your focus of what you're looking for. So, for example, if I was to give you an example of how this would work, if you were looking for a shirt or a pair of trousers in a store, but you wanted a similar style but in a different colour, so you can take a picture and then you can put it in a modifier, you can change the colour, and then it returns the results for you based on what, a similar style, based on the modification that you have applied.
I often find that it's a complex task for any business owner today to go out and actually choose a digital agency. What advice have you got in that respect?
Speak to a number of agencies, first of all. I think you probably need 3 agencies if you're looking to make a change. If you're very happy with your agency and you have a really good relationship with your agency and you're seeing the results and you're having regular touch points and you have very, very transparent reports, then you need to ask yourself why you might want to change or why you might want to move. But if you're not getting regular reports, first of all, that's a red flag. If you have people like, you're looking around and you're looking at a couple of different agencies and you have an agency that's telling you, I suppose, all about why they're the best agency, and you walk away from that conversation and they haven't actually really asked you very many questions about your business or about your products or about your goals and objectives and where you're going, well, I'd say that's another red flag. Obviously, the credentials of the agency, who they're working with, have they got experience in your field? That's going to be really, really important. Case studies are really important. Awards that people have won are really important. And references. You may not know the specific business, but any business would be happy to I suppose, if they have a good experience with an agency, would be happy to give you some insight.
Core Optimisation has been shortlisted in the emerging category of the EY Entrepreneur of the Year Awards 2022. What made you apply this year, and what do you hope to get from the programme, Caroline?
I did feel that it was a good time for us in terms of some of the achievements that we've done. We have come through definitely a roller coaster of a couple of years. COVID hit, our revenue took a drop. That year we grew significantly, and last year we've had another very successful year in terms of our growth. And look, so I think that was probably it was just our time. And what it means for us, to be honest, like the whole EY experience that I've had to date has been absolutely amazing. I've been completely blown away by the network within the EY Entrepreneur of the Year alumni and the level of support that you get from the EY team. The programme is really extensive and very, very inclusive. And from speaking even to some of the past finalists who are also clients of ours, it's just the beginning of a very wonderful journey. But most of all, it's in terms of the participation in this, it's really the recognition of the team, a team that genuinely has worked so hard and given everything over the last couple of years. They've worked, they've still demonstrated passion and energy over what has been quite a period of challenging growth. Growth itself can be challenging. The pandemic was challenging, and they have come through it, with such resilience.
And finally, Caroline, you're operating in an ever-evolving space. So what are your future growth plans for Core Optimisation?
Yeah, we've a couple of things on the go at the moment. Like, we definitely have some big plans for the future, along with our focus on the Irish market. And I think there is still a lot of work to be done here in the Irish market, particularly around kind of capability and developing skills in the digital area. We're also looking at the Iberian market, which as a new market, so specifically within Portugal, and looking at some tourism opportunities that have come to light there, and we are doing that with the support of Enterprise Ireland. We're also, we do have a number of clients in the UK. We've recently appointed a non-exec director who has years of experience growing a large agency in the UK market.
Well, if you've just tuned in, that was Caroline Dunlea, the CEO of Core Optimisation, and we wish Caroline and her team continued success with the business.
Southeast Radio's Business Matters with Carl Fitzpatrick.
South